saying, flat out, on camera, the pandemic was allowed to happen. I don't give a fuck.
Just the process.
The universe is too big, man, to not have other civilizations.
I totally agree.
You know,
Do the Illuminati exist? Yeah, does anybody know who they are? No, because ain't none of us gonna ever be invited to that table.
Population control. They want to scare motherfuckers and all that
population
shit,
control.
dog, with this shit.
Population control ain't real, man.
Is it a conspiracy when you hear Bill Gates out of his own mouth say that the best way we have
that
the
shit
best?
with Bill Gates.
Come out.
Barbers know what the fuck they be talking about.
Hey,
man, barbers
we plug with the
barbers are the main people don't know what they be talking about.
Hey, that's that bullshit, dog. Hey.
I don't believe in all the government conspiracy theory shit, man.
Are we recording?
I'm recording.
Don't do no intro or nothing. Just
Welcome
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I don't believe government can. I don't believe in all the government conspiracy theory shit, man. I really don't.
Why not though?
Because the government can't keep a secret for shit.
Shit.
Everything that the government do, the shit comes out. So
Yeah,
we know the bullshit that the government does because it all comes out.
But it comes out because somebody that was previously with the government had a heart and a conscience, i.e. the 9/11 conspiracies, i.e. the coronavirus conspiracy.
It'd be multiple.
Hey, tell me this. What does COVID stand for?
It stands for Coronavirus Disease 2019. That's what COVID-19 stands for.
That's what it stands for? That's what they told you?
That's what it stands for.
Where'd you find that information at?
CDC. That's
CDC.
the medical term. And the matter of fact, it's not the
medical
one. That any disease that comes out, that's how they name it.
Okay, so this is what I heard, right? You ready?
So what's your
You
conspiracy
ready?
theory, man?
Certificate
Oh shit.
of
I'm not fucking with it already.
vaccination identification. Certificate of vaccination ID. Certificate of vaccination ID. COVID.
Somebody's
COVID.
You know, sometimes y'all be so lit, y'all need to go to sleep.
Hey man, tell me, I don't stay up, man. I get some sleep. Go ahead.
Before, I mean, when this happened, the quarantine, right? When the quarantine actually first happened, we asked Alexa, and Alexa broke it down just like that. Literally.
So who broke it down?
Alexa, before any of all this was going on. You know what I mean?
Alexa?
Yes. You know, Alexa, play.
How did she break it down?
Dog, she broke it down just like that. Certificate of vaccination.
Alexa, what does COVID stand for?
Identification.
That's not what COVID stands for, man.
Okay.
And
Okay.
like I
So
said,
let me ask you
I'm not
this. So let me ask you this. Is it a
It's
conspiracy? Is it a conspiracy when you hear Bill Gates out of his own mouth say that the best way we
Y'all need to stop that shit with Bill Gates too,
Time
man.
out. No, because this ain't a conspiracy. I heard him say this out of his own mouth. That the best way to be able to control the population was through vaccination, immunization, and something else. I forget the third one or whatnot. But like literally
Birth control.
and birth control. So okay, you saw the same thing. So
I know.
that's not a conspiracy.
That's not a
conspiracy because it's fact.
It's not
because you heard him say that.
He
so
said
if
that.
he said
He
that,
says that. He preaches it everywhere he goes.
I know he does. But my point is like he's one of them front runners talking about population control.
What does that make it a conspiracy?
It's not a conspiracy.
That's not a conspiracy.
That's
Okay.
a play.
He talks about it, and this is the thing. People just got people have listenership. Now they got on this thing about Bill Gates. Everybody thinks Bill Gates is the enemy because he talks about.
I don't.
He talks about vaccinations, and he talks about birth control, and he talks about
Awesome shit.
the population control.
Right.
And he does it in Africa. He has a foundation. He's a big philanthropist. He does a lot
His
of
whole
Africa.
family is. He ain't the first, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, of his lineage, which most people believe.
Yeah.
He comes from money. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know Bill Gates, when Apple was about to go bankrupt and go down, Bill Gates loaned them like $1 million or something like that to help them on their feet. And now
I believe it.
Apple like the juggernaut.
I believe it.
But no, man, Bill Gates, when he goes to these African countries and he talks about population control, it's not that he wants to kill people. He's saying the same thing with like birth control and stuff like that, is that poor people have a lot of kids. And that's just the fact of it. They have a lot of kids. They're not, and then a lot of those kids in those countries, they don't live as long. They die because of they don't have the best doctors. They don't have the best food and stuff like that, nutrition. So when you talk about that, man, they do, man. And they make it. Poor people, think about it. When you go to them other countries, man, they be having like 10, 15 kids.
Really?
Yeah.
You been there? You been to Africa?
I see it.
Nah. Not what they allow you to see on American TV. Have you been?
I know Africa.
See,
Africa
what I'm
is a
saying.
very
Here's what I'm
beautiful
saying.
country.
It is, but here's what I'm saying, right? So I got tons of clients that are from Africa, Nigeria, South Africa, like all over. Right? So many places they're from, I can't name them all. And the one thing they say that America and they have in common over there is there are tons of cities that look like Chicago, Milwaukee, Atlanta, and all that. So is there poverty? Yes. Is there areas of third world countriness? Yes. But there's more good going on right now, more running water going on right now. So the shit they pushing towards a small populace, but making it seem like it's the whole area over there. Like that shit pisses me off because they know what the fuck they're doing. They're doing the same damn thing they've been doing to us in regards to using us for guinea pigs and shit. I know it's a great country, a beautiful country. I haven't been, but I'm going. It's on the list. My point being to stay on topic and shit though, bro. Like why the fuck do they keep using us as black people and Africans as guinea pigs for their damn medicine?
Guinea pigs for what?
For any of the medicines. Did you not just hear me say that? We talking about vaccines and all that shit,
but
right?
they put vaccines because they also have a lot of different more diseases down there.
So that's cool.
For one, they got Ebola down there.
So man, and look, I'm so happy you brought up Ebola. I'm so happy you brought up Ebola because yes, it was there. And when that nurse came back to America with it, what did they do? They quarantined her. They stopped the spread completely. They allowed COVID to fucking happen, bro. So as far as your conspiracy shit goes, either way, somebody at the round table sat down with this mug and told him, you're going to get rid of the damn pandemic team. Because why else would you do that? Why? What type of logical fucking sense does it make?
Trump got rid of a lot of things Obama did.
You look,
and the pandemic team is
again, my point being is,
them.
why would you get rid of something that's proven to have worked? It worked for fucking for Ebola.
Because there hasn't been a pandemic. This is the first worldwide.
So it's just a coincidence that this might get rid of
And again,
that's because the pandemic.
The word coincidence is a word for a reason.
Hey, time out. They stopped Ebola from spreading and being a pandemic because the pandemic team caught that shit and they had measurements in place. So as soon as she got off the plane and got here, they did what they need to do to stop the spread of that shit.
But who was the president then?
Obama.
You had a more responsible politician. Trump is not that. If Trump still had that pandemic team,
so what?
It may not have hit his heart.
When he nixed that means that what was available to treat such pandemic, right?
People keeping track.
I'm saying that went away too. Like, did he destroy that?
No, it's people tracking. The pandemic team tracking these things and make sure they don't come into the country. They make sure they block stuff before it comes to the country. They trace the people that's been in contact.
So they
isolate them so it doesn't spread.
My point though is that my point is, so what stuff to block it from coming in here?
Yeah.
Just disappeared too?
Yeah, he got rid of the pandemic team.
But you keep on saying the team. I'm talking about this, whatever it is that was going to block it.
The pandemic team is the people who stopped it. When I use the word block and everything,
How did they
it was
stop
good
it?
because they caught her again. I'll say it slower. When the nurse came back home from Africa to America that had Ebola, the pandemic team that was in place had measurements in place which said there was a protocol that said as soon as she gets off the plane, she's not like, it was a clearport situation. She got off the plane, she didn't even enter the airport.
Yeah,
she went right into a damn car.
She can't spread it.
Exactly. She went right into a car. They took her right to a damn hospital room. They cut off that entire wing in that segment. Everybody topped the floor in hazmat suits, and they took care of her until she was clean and cured of the disease, i.e. protocols being in place from the pandemic team for shit like this to prevent a pandemic. I'm saying, flat out on camera, the pandemic was allowed to happen. I don't give a fuck. Because this country being as smart as it is.
Happen, but not know what you're saying.
I'm not saying nothing.
It was a lot of him. I'm saying Trump had something to do.
So that was the protocol, right? Then why don't do that shit again when everybody's coming?
Because you got
Trump got rid of the pandemic team. You not listening, bro?
Yeah, man,
He could have used the damn Walmart that he was talking about.
Now listen, man. Trump is not a competent president. Now the thing about
y'all trying to say this man fool, he not.
He is. He is not a competent president. They have those secret recordings of him where he was saying, I knew it was going to be serious, but I tried to downplay it. I try to downplay it all the time.
You just fucking proved my point, bro.
Exactly. When it came in, he didn't think it was going to be like this. Trump doesn't think rational.
This motherfucker.
The motherfucker's talking about he might do martial law in certain states and make people redo the election.
Bro.
Like, he doesn't think rational, so he probably didn't think that he was going to hit. But you got to think about it, man. Coronavirus, if that was the case, it hit everywhere, man.
Hey, I hear what you're saying.
It hit everywhere, man. Every country got hit hard by it.
Right.
So there wasn't nothing. You could have done something.
And bullshit. Every country didn't get hit hard. That's a lie.
A lot of countries did get hard, man.
There's countries in Africa right now talking about maximum cases 548 deaths, and they didn't do any of this protocol shit.
What's the population?
46 million.
I don't think so.
Okay, this is just what I saw.
A lot of small
this is what I saw posted on the world news
a lot
and
of countries,
whatnot.
man, the bigger countries got killed.
Okay, 46 million, 500,
And a lot of them
500
don't tell,
cases,
a lot of them
48
don't tell the
dead.
truth about the cases.
Okay, so they're not telling
know
the
what
truth.
though?
now?
You know
like
what
we not
though?
telling the
China
truth.
don't tell the truth
Hey,
about
tell me,
cases.
so how about this? Back on the conspiracy shit with COVID, right? So I got clients that are nurses and doctors, and they so with no one going named type shit, right? So why is it that we're getting cases clearly reported, people getting in line to go to these mass testing sites, realizing I've been in line for 2 hours, I can no longer stay, so I'm gonna leave. And when they hop out of line and leave, they're still getting test results at home that say positive, but they never had a test. That's not a conspiracy.
That's not a
happening.
conspiracy. That's happening.
Okay, you know what
and
else
they
is
say that's
happening?
happening. People at the testing sites have been fucking up. And they know that. That's not a conspiracy theory.
It's not a conspiracy. It's
that's something
fact.
that's been reported.
Meaning
on.
they're jacking the numbers up.
That is,
See?
no,
I'm
but
saying,
they're
don't
catching-
get baited in, bro.
They are catching
Stand on your
those
ground,
things,
bro.
though,
They
man.
ain't catching shit, bro.
I am. How
They
would
letting
you
this
know
shit
about
go.
it? They have been
Hey,
reporting
dog,
about that.
time out. So let's.
They have been reporting on that
you're
shit,
right.
man.
So what else have they been reporting on? Right? Deaths that weren't coronavirus related being called coronavirus related, like someone having a heart attack or something like that, or having some type of massive health issue and old age and like demise, car accident.
But some
And dying. No, and dying.
The
And then they run
coronavirus.
a
Let me
test
ask you
and
a
whatnot,
question,
and
man.
they say
Coronavirus. It
coronavirus.
It makes you sick. So a lot of
Hey,
people
we
die
know
from
it make you
conditions.
sick.
It was causing people to have strokes. It was causing some people to have heart attacks.
Right.
People having lung problems.
Right.
It was killing some kids in certain different ways. It's just like AIDS. AIDS, you don't die from AIDS. You die from a cold or
I hear
your
what you
immune
said.
system.
It's
being
nothing like fucking
It
AIDS.
is like I'm
No,
talking about
it's
like that
not.
where
It
you
doesn't
can die
compromise
from
your
something
immune
where the
system that
disease
bad.
might not
Okay,
kill you,
right.
but it compromises
Right.
your body to where
Right.
something else will kill
You know how many cases we've had in America?
What, COVID?
Yeah.
Oh, millions of cases, man.
Yeah.
5 million or something.
Okay.
Like that.
How many deaths?
We had 300-some thousand deaths.
Bullshit. We've had 2%. We're at 2%.
300
That's 2,500. That's
deaths.
2,500 deaths.
We're gonna have more.
2,500 deaths, bro. 2%. Less than 2%.
I need you to stop watching.
Hey,
You
Google
missing out
it.
on
The
it, man.
No, the United States.
We've had
Google it.
over 300-some
Hey, come on,
thousand
bro.
deaths, man.
Hey, we ain't got to argue about it. Let's ask Google. I could be wrong.
You are wrong.
I
can
can be
take
wrong.
that
Hey,
down.
I'm okay if I'm wrong.
I'm okay. You being wrong too, because you definitely
Hey,
wrong.
Google, what's the percentage of deaths due to COVID?
The percentage is low. It's like less than 1%.
Deaths, 4,777. Cases, 494,000. So again, make sure you do your research before
What are you
get
looking
it,
at?
bro.
I guarantee
Just
that's
Google right here. COVID alert. Google.
That's daily. That's today.
So what?
That's today. We talking about period. Nigga, do your research.
I did say period, United
No, you
States.
didn't. You talking about today.
No. See, because look, worldwide, I knew I wasn't tripping. Worldwide is 77.9 million cases worldwide.
Worldwide,
43.9 million, timeout, recovered. 1.71 million deaths worldwide. So back to the United States.
We have
No.
300
Back to the
something
United
thousand
States. Back to the United States. Where's the US at? Because see, you be on that bullshit. You be trying to make me thinking like I done lost my shit. I ain't lost my shit.
Man.
No, I haven't.
It clearly says it right here, man. United States. We have 18 million cases, 322,000 deaths. Like
That's
I
not
said.
the United States.
That is the United. It clearly
some other
says the
shit,
United
bro.
States right here.
No, that's some other shit.
The real
you just
conspiracy
clicked.
theory is
That's
you
it.
can't
Look,
see
look.
about your
Wait,
glasses.
look. But it also say today right there.
Wait.
It says total, not today.
It
Put
says
your damn
today,
glasses
bro.
on,
Put your
nigga.
ass out of here, bro.
Put your glasses
How you
on.
doing?
How your Google got a different number than his?
I got the real Google.
See,
He just blurt shit out.
which brings me to this point.
No. Time
Again,
out.
no, hold on.
Okay, so now my shit changed. Now I'm gonna do some other shit. Because now I'm saying all reasons. All reasons.
Hey, he getting this shit off Ask Jeeves. This is shit, bro. We getting it off of Yahoo.
So, man, listen, I watch
Yeah,
CNN.
so maybe that was just
I watch
Wisconsin or some
CNN
shit.
every day, man. They report that shit. All they do is talk about that.
Hey, but still, this is still
Over
2%.
300-some thousand deaths.
There's still
It's a low
300,000
percentage.
deaths. 300,000 deaths out of 18 million.
It's a very low
It's a
percentage.
very low percentage.
Nobody arguing that.
Okay, so my point being, bro, is this thing ain't as deadly. You know, are there people dying? Yes, there are people dying. But those are people that have serious underlying conditions already. and shit.
Not everybody has serious underlying conditions.
Most people that have had this have recovered, and I mean fully
That is
recovered.
true.
Okay,
But it ain't all underlying conditions.
I'm gonna wedge this in there. Yeah, I agree that
The second round of this motherfucker finna be real though.
I agree
Because
with
you know this motherfucker don't damn me. I'm sorry.
I agree with the people dealing with pre-existing conditions and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And that you know what I mean? That affected joking. That affected it, right? But here's the other thing about it, from a mental standpoint. You know, we're bombarded with this shit. You hear it on ESPN, you hear it, you know what I mean, every day on whatever station you got on and all of that. So mentally, it's got millions warped in the brain, you know what I'm saying? So they already fearing this shit like a motherfucker. And I don't use fear. It's false evidence appearing real, and all of a sudden that you talked about all those other situations. Now there's gonna be a mental health runoff from this because motherfuckers gonna be fucked up in the brain and all that because of that.
They already said that's what's coming next.
I don't doubt it. This is off me looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, though, you know, a lot of it is like how we joking here where we be like, it's all in the head. A lot of times this shit, right now, this is really in the head, dog. We are bombarded by this shit. This is population control. They want to scare motherfuckers and all that shit, dog, with this shit.
Population control ain't real, man.
Hey,
guess what? They got the population under control right now.
Hey, time out. Here's
now,
what I do.
I don't know what that definition may be, but it's definitely under control right now.
Okay, so here's what I do know. This is 100% absolute, undisputable fact. I don't know what I don't know.
That's clear.
That's clear.
That's
Straight
clear.
up. But I'm willing to learn something new. So today I got educated that, you know, the number that I thought was correct was totally wrong. There's over 300.
Oh, man, congratulations.
300,000 deaths. Out of 18 point.
We're not clapping for the deaths, man.
Yeah, just
our heart
little
ride. No, we clapping for him being right, but you gotta understand too, man. It is a low percentage, but 300 to some people in a year is a lot for any disease. For any disease, man.
The flu kills that year.
No, the flu kills 50 to 60 million people a year. That was the main argument in the beginning. The flu kills 50 to 60 million people. This ain't gonna be deadly as that. We blew past 50, 60 million people from coronavirus already. Now the thing about it is...
Not dead.
Yeah, dead. Dead. We 322,000 people dead compared to 60 to 50,000 people dead from the flu.
60 million the first time.
Oh, 60 million, my fault.
Yeah.
So, we have a population of 300 and something million. 18 million have caught it. Imagine if everybody gets it. You're talking about millions of people dying. Now, there may be a small percentage, but 1 million people is still a lot of people. Definitely. And you can't take that loss.
We're a third of the way there right now.
You can't take that loss if it can be prevented. That's the thing. You can't just say, oh, only a small percentage of people got it. But it's so easy to catch it because you can have it for 2 weeks and spread it and not even know it. And this is the one thing I do believe is that this is a man-made disease. It came from a lab in China, and that's even something that the U.S. government has said they believe. Not just the Trump people, but the actual CDC and things like that said it was so engineered so greatly to where it spreads easily. It doesn't affect kids like that for some reason, though some have died, but it doesn't really affect kids. It only affects like the older population, and that somehow they blamed it on the they said they blamed it on those shops they have in China where they be like selling all kind of weird animals to eat. Bats. Somebody ate a bat, and that's how it spread. But there's also China's version of the CDC in Wuhan, where they have all their diseases, and that shit came out, man, and it spread. They lost control of it, and it spread, and all around the country.
Since we on this conspiracy theory, you know, like Trump was over there in October. And when he was over there, he came back. They passed whatever trade act was that they passed. Dog, and this shit been flying like wildflowers since then. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call it the 19, because it actually kicked off in 2019.
I think that's why I call it. That's what's name, yeah.
So that all had the trade agreement. That really pissed China off. You know what I'm saying? Because they outsourced to like. You got Italy, you got Korea, and all them all trading amongst each other. And Trump did whatever the situation was, he fucked that whole trade.
You know why? Because China also, I think it got out by accident. I don't think China deliberately put it out, but I think it got out and they fucked up and they couldn't control it. They probably
That's the
planted
logical
something
thing.
and they fucked up and they couldn't control it. But know what China did?
What?
They locked down the fucking Wuhan. It didn't spread, they locked that shit down. Wuhan is a big city in China.
It's a city in China.
It is a big city. It's one of their bigger cities. It has a very high population. Airports, people go in and out of Wuhan. That's how it spread, because it has a big international airport in Wuhan. So people come in and out through there all the time. And that's how that shit got out, man. And it spread so easily. And the fact that you don't know you have it, symptoms for almost 2 weeks, and you spread it without having symptoms, that shit is hard to keep control of. At least with Ebola and certain things like that, you get symptoms and then you get sick and you spread it like that. You can stop that shit. But when everybody's sitting here, you don't know if somebody actually got it. They can be spreading it and got caught a week ago and going everywhere spreading, so they find out they're actually sick and could have infected 100 more people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a hard thing.
I was checking the population of Wuhan, 11.8 million.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's a lot of people.
it's a lot of people.
Yeah. So, you're telling me that China was more prepared and better equipped to deal with this virus?
China knew what it was before everybody else did. So China locked
Because
this
what
shit
killed
down.
me, right, like to your point and everything, Wuhan being a big city, Hong Kong is
They
way
had one case,
bigger.
if I'm not mistaken.
And
Hong Kong's Japan.
Hong Kong,
That's Japan. That's not
Tokyo
China.
did. Tokyo, my bad, Tokyo.
No, I'm
That's
sorry.
in
Hong Kong
Hong
is
Kong
China.
is China.
All right, Tokyo, Japan. My
So,
fault.
Hong Kong being one of China's biggest cities, you didn't hear about it spreading over there at all?
It didn't.
Okay.
It stayed right there in Wuhan because what
Right.
they did, they sent military, they made a perimeter, and they locked the shit down. The places that it did get out in certain places, they locked that shit down quick.
So how
But
come
everybody
you can't be
in Wuhan,
criminally charged for letting this shit get to where it is when it could have been prevented?
they can't be criminally charged.
Not them.
Who?
The soon to be exiting POTUS.
Trump. There's nothing you can do. You can't charge him because he made a decision. He just made a bad decision.
Bad decision.
At the end of the day, it's not criminal to make bad decisions.
So if we make a bad decision in turn, make
Depending on
When
decision.
did he supposedly or allegedly nix that?
one of the first things he did. One of the first things
So when
he
he
did.
first got in
So
office?
16, 17, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? He knew what he was doing.
You know what else Trump did though, man, to stay on conspiracy theories? You see he started the Space Force?
Yeah,
You hear that
dog.
shit about that Israeli general?
I tried to tell you that. You was like, get out of here, man.
You see that Israeli general who was like, he's like 87 years old, retired, or he's not a general, he's like something in the military. He's like, man, UFOs are real. He says America and Israel know about them and in communication with them. They said that they allow them to come here and run tests, and they allow us to run tests. And they said it was like an underground bunker on Mars where humans and aliens work together. But dude was like, listen, and he was a very accredited dude. Dude was like, I've been doing this for forever. I'm 87 years old. I have no reason to lie.
Right.
He said Trump knew about it, was getting ready to say something. I take it for what it's worth. I don't know. what it's worth. He said Trump knew about it, was getting ready to tell people, but they stopped. He said it's like a federation.
Yeah,
and they
the
stopped
Intergalactic
him.
Federation.
What he did was he started that Space Force to protect space, the fourth branch of the military.
And Elon Musk talking about, you know what I mean, there's gonna be space travel to Mars like within 2 years, I think.
Hey man, you know, I think we ready, bro. I think we're ready. Let's all get on one accord. Let's hop on some space.
And then the government did put out that thing about
Light
earlier
years
this year about the
fast.
UFO, where they said
Did you go?
they found
Did you check
something
it
that
out?
was not from this earth. You see about that? The vehicle was not from this earth. You don't know what it
Y'all
was?
late. I've been hearing this shit
Check it
since
out
like.
though.
No, but this is the first time the government actually put something
Man,
out
I
like that.
hear what you're saying, but everything y'all just now hearing.
I believe it.
Would you hop on the
it.
spaceship and go? Just check it out.
Hell yeah.
And why wouldn't you?
I'm just asking.
Like, bro, like, let's go, man. I want some. Hey, I bet you.
As long as they take me back when I ask.
I need a laser gun though.
As long as they take me back when I ask.
Hey, yeah, I want to come. I don't want to be stuck.
Probably, man. If the
You know, I want to
universe
see
is too
what
big,
aliens
man,
is like.
I ain't trying to have it
Like,
to
for real.
universe is too big, man, to not have other civilizations.
I totally agree.
You know what I'm saying? And I think they don't do it because a lot of people, it will fuck up a lot of people's religious views. And it will. If they announce
but,
right
you
now
know,
that
those people are
aliens are
close-minded
real,
to think God started and stopped with us.
most people are because the Bible tells them that. Man was made in God's image, so what happens if you got some reptilian lizards?
Hey, but dig this though. You know what I'm saying?
saying.
Dig this though. The Bible does tell you, you know what I'm saying, that there is other universes out there. It's just on how you perceive it. You know what I mean?
The Bible don't say that shit. Bro.
Okay.
The Bible's one big conspiracy itself.
Hey, you said that. You know what I'm saying? You said that. So, you know, it's a book full of information. Apply it as you will.
No Bible conspiracies today, goddamn.
I make sure you put horns on this dude when you edit that type shit.
We'll get on it.
Don't do that to him. So, I don't know though, man. I don't know, man.
Trump gonna tell it, man. We get out of office.
Man, dig this, bro. Trump ain't. If he do, he's not gonna say anything that hasn't already been said.
But he's never been said in an official capacity.
It has.
It hasn't.
You just weren't listening, bro.
I was listening, man.
I saw you at the rally, bro. You had
It's never
headphones
been
on.
said in
B.
an official capacity other than when they let out.
Obama didn't say it.
No.
Hillary didn't say it.
No.
Oh, okay.
They even asked Obama the other day,
Hey, man,
a couple weeks ago, they was like, do you believe in when you became office, did you ask about aliens? He's like, yes. He's like, what did they tell you? They said, so they was like, what did they tell you? What did you find out? He said, I can't tell you. And the guy was like, well, that's basically saying yes right now. Obama was like, hey, believe what you want.
Hey, dig this.
Yeah, they got
Obama
they got
knows that there are aliens that exist.
He
And
probably does. He's the
so
president.
does every other POTUS, and you know they're doing the
High-ranking
bidding of the
military.
aliens, and the aliens are telling them to keep your heads out of your ass and stop fucking with them black folks. So we're gonna come clean y'all asses up because it's been far too long. Y'all been oppressing people and shit.
Oh, the guy said, the general said aliens, said the humans aren't ready to meet. Most
They
humans
are not ready.
It would, man. The world would go crazy if they announced that aliens are real because a lot of people couldn't handle it, and mainly in like
Man, all the movies we done seen this shit already. Stop
man,
playing.
that's movies.
Hey man, I hear what you're saying.
Think about people
But I
that
think
take their
people are
religion
more
like
ready. But I
Arabics
think
and
people are
Muslims
more
and shit.
ready. I think there are more people ready to accept that truth than you realize.
There are a lot of people all around the world. I'm talking about. You have people that are very man. Muslims go to war for their religion. They probably die. Like that shit will really fuck with people's way of life in a lot of places around the world.
And they'll get over it.
They will.
Because I promise you, if they popped up right now and everything and announced themselves, and they weren't on no movie take over the world, bend to my will shit, but just, hey, we exist, we here. You know what I'm
What you
saying?
gonna do if they just walk outside? You know, they just like, this
Like I
motherfucker
said,
just
bro.
laying.
You said you were ready.
Hey, man.
You said you wanted to go. Come on.
I'm no bro. I ain't going alone. One of y'all going with me,
like,
bro.
you strap? I'm like, yeah.
One
I don't want to make
one of y'all
no
going with me
moves.
on everything. For real. Somebody going with me. I ain't going by myself. Fuck that. Like, come on. Like, the whole five. You know, we're going to be a phenomenal five.
Hey,
First
listen,
space
coming
travelers.
from where we've come from, you know, we've seen some things. That right there, though, would be a moment in time. You be like,
Hey, bro, you be paused. You be
whoa,
shit.
you be like, hold fast. Oh, my God. You don't even want to make, never mind a dog that it's too big. You like, shit, I don't want to make him growl.
Hey, man. Hey, I ain't never seen one, but supposedly
ain't no
they're
telling
really
how.
tall.
Ain't no, if they look anywhere remotely like what the movies that portray them to be, oh my God.
Hey, if y'all really want to open this can of worms, go on YouTube.
I don't really don't, but it's
Conspiracy aliens, I tell you, it's a whole bunch of it out there for you. That rabbit hole, long, wide, and
Yeah,
deep,
man.
bro.
I watch a lot of that shit, man. With the grays and all that shit.
Yeah, the reptilians,
Yeah.
all the different species and
Yeah.
shit. Like, yeah, okay, we see some of the same shit. That shit is interesting, bro.
It is interesting, man. And maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe not. It is possible too, man, that we could be the most advanced civilization in the universe.
I highly doubt it.
It's possible.
Nah, I'm not going there.
Man,
It's
Nope.
possible, man.
We're not. We're slow. We're futile. We're stuck on destruction instead
I
of
wouldn't say we're
collectively
slow.
getting together.
Think about this.
No,
in
our
100 years,
most brilliant
in
minds.
less than 100 years, we went from horse and buggy to sending somebody to the moon.
Because of reverse engineering from alien tech. Transformers taught you that, bro. What the fuck?
Possible, man. That's where you get your history from. Transformers.
that's where you think that came from.
No, I'm talking shit. I am
But yeah,
literally
man,
just
it's
talking
possible,
shit.
man. We
Man, if that's
took
the case,
we took a
let
big
me get
bump in
one
the
of them,
1900s, man.
Special order.
But it's possible, man. Like life, like intelligent life is rare. Life could be everywhere. Life is like a
You're right.
bacteria.
Anything-
It can be plants. Think about how long dinosaurs ruled the earth. They weren't an intelligent species. So intelligent life could be very rare. In which case,
If we were that damn intelligent, we'd
But
be
I'm
off
saying,
this
but
rock
you know-
and traveling
but
the
you know-
universe already.
You know,
everybody
what,
gotta start somewhere, man. You
Right,
gotta start.
and we gotta restart. They
That
started
means-
us the fuck over from
That means
scratch.
in 100
Like,
years,
let these
20 years,
motherfuckers claw
probably.
themselves out the mud and figure it out.
Well, we doing that. You know what I mean? But
Man,
think about
we ain't gonna advance because too many people greedy and stuck on stupid, bro. Everybody want to start wars and all of this shit.
Man, wars been going
But you
on
know what though?
since the beginning of
Hey
time.
man, it's sticks and stones, and that's why we remedial, and that's why we can't advance. Like, stop playing, bro.
We've advanced this far. Wars been going on forever, man.
They made it convenient.
Who
They made it comfortable. The life we live. They being the niggas in charge. Anytime you hear me say they, no, I'm talking about those that are in charge. Who's in charge? Our government.
Okay,
I'm telling you, so now you ain't gotta come back.
You believe in Illuminati and all that shit, man?
Hey, bro, it is what it is. It's not that I believe in it. It's not that I believe in it, but what I do know, right, is there are secret societies that exist, and every secret society has a secret within it. Every society, every secret society has a society. Freemasons are not an open book society. You have to go through a certain thing. You have to no. You can't just knock up the door and say, you got to get invited in. That's just one. That's just one I'm using. Stop. That's just one I'm using. Because you know the Skull and Bones, they exist, and that's all the president's boys and shit. All them dudes out of Harvard and whatnot.
That was a movie.
You know what I'm saying? No, fuck all that. You don't want to talk about the shit. Talk about the shit, and we're gonna talk about the shit. Don't just tell us I give you what you want. You want to back away from it.
No,
hey,
are there people
bro,
who allow
do the Illuminati exist? Yeah, does anybody know who they are? No, because ain't none of us gonna ever be invited to that table with all those dudes.
But there's so many different factions, man. Just because
man, I hear what
people
you're saying,
get together
you
and
use the word faction.
secret society.
Okay, you use the word faction.
Yeah.
Okay, that's still a secret society.
But people,
because it's a society. It's a society that's having conversations at a round table about the shit that's going on, and for the rest of the world, they're setting the world stage in the agenda for all of us.
We know,
what
who
I'm
these
saying?
people are, though.
It don't matter. So you know who they are, but you're not in the room. You don't know the conversation.
Because they have a lot of money. They're like the Koch brothers. They're billionaires that
they don't even take the power.
They do political power. They care about.
They still ain't
shit when people get talking about like, you got to kill somebody to become a rap star. It's Illuminati, man. Motherfuckers don't care about no rappers.
A lot of monopolies.
I'm gonna say it slower. They're the third tier down. I didn't say what they did and didn't control. I didn't say they weren't powerful. No, I said they're not the top of the totem pole.
They're second tier.
I said no, they're the third tier, bro.
No, they're the third
Stop
tier.
playing, bro. The Koch brothers. They're part of the third tier.
Koch brothers at the truck right at the top.
They not at the fucking top.
Let me make sure. We talking about Coca-Cola, right?
No.
Oh.
Even if we were talking about Coca-Cola, bro, it wouldn't matter. Y'all can't be that damn There's people out there
brothers are billionaires.
Look, man, it's cats out there that's worth trillions of dollars.
They decide
trillions. Can you comprehend that? Okay, so $5,000 a day in a year, you'll be a millionaire, right? Mm-hmm. You can't live long enough at $5,000 a day for the rest of your fucking life and become a billionaire. So to make $1 billion is a whole lot of fucking money. Yeah. Now there's people out there worth trillions. That means you got to do all that in the billions of numbers to get the trillion. Yes, the fuck there is.
There's nobody worth a trillion.
That's because you don't know, because you ain't dug into the right shit.
There is nobody worth a trillion.
They are worth a trillion, and you don't know it because they're not on Forbes.
Who's the rich man?
Oh, dude, I wish I could think of their fucking name right now.
They don't
like Forbes. Hey, this is
Forbes lists have Mexican they have drug cartels on the truck.
The Forbes list is for low-level billionaires and whatnot.
Like you'll never see like the Rothschild on motherfucking Forbes list.
As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, isn't the Rothschilds the ones who own like all the fucking banks? No. Then there's another family that owns like all the damn TV stations and entertainment companies and newspapers and shit. You know what I'm saying? There's three families, and I forget their names, but there's three families sitting at the top of the totem pole.
You know why?
And they pick and choose who they want everywhere else.
Do you know
after
why?
that? Hey man, come on. I won't say nothing else. Let me get a spot at the table, man. Stop playing with me, bro.
Listen, man. These families, the Rothschilds, the Waltons.
I don't. I just want the bread.
It's so many of them. Mm-hmm. That they're not even high up on the billionaire list.
Right.
But together, when their money's put together, they can be worth billions and trillions of dollars.
No, they can be worth billions because there's only one family worth trillions.
You got Rothschild. You got the Walton family, which owns Walmart.
Was it the Spanish?
It's like 10 of them, man. 10 of them are billionaires. But they're not like the richest billionaires. They got
you right.
10, 15 billion.
You right.
When you put them all together.
Right. They still don't scratch the surface of the family I'm talking about.
I don't think there's no family talking.
There is, bro. And I want to say it's the Rothschilds. It's whoever it is that is in charge of the world banks.
Man, the
Because
Rothschilds-
everywhere they go, they set the stage, and you either gonna get down or lay down. That's the mentality.
the Rothschilds-
All these countries and these dictators that's been off didn't want to start their world banks or didn't want to allow the World Bank to come in and set up shop, and then they got rid of that person. And shortly after that person demise, guess what? New leader, new World Bank. And every fucking third world country that's ever become damn near close to not a superpower, but a country that's worth talking about in the terms of wealth.
Man, we need some new conspiracy theories, man.
Hey,
I'm
man.
tired of hearing about the Rothschild. And
Hey man, we
that
only
shit
been
is-
talking about that for 10 minutes,
Now,
bro.
I'm just saying, man, that shit that people been talking about forever, man, that shit is old.
Hey,
like,
people,
that shit doesn't
okay,
even...
okay. All I'm saying
The
is it's real.
Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, like all that shit,
It's
man,
real,
is
bro.
old, man.
It's real, bro.
Yeah.
It's not, man.
Rockefellers, too.
Shit has changed, man.
Nah, shit ain't changed.
Shit has
Old money
changed.
don't change, bro.
Yes, it
Old
does.
money don't change. It only go from generation
does,
to
man.
generation to generation. So the only people that change are the people that's in control of that money. But those people that are in control of that money
There's
are
some-
still from that bloodline.
Most of the richest people in the world, the billionaires, man, they didn't inherit that money.
We ain't talking about new money billionaires. We talking about old money trillionaires. We talking about old money hundreds of billionaires.
Now, man, corporations own shit. It's not
You right.
people.
You right. You right.
It's
And
corporations.
some of
They
those
own-
people.
They
Some
own
of
the
those
banks.
people.
Think
some
about
of
how
those people-
Vegas, how the mob had a hold on Vegas, and now Vegas is owned by all the different corporations. They owned by particular people.
I mean,
no more.
but that's
I hope the
that's-
conspiracy I'm
that's-
talking about, the one I saw, I hope you see that in the next week. And then you can know where all this shit coming from. Because you dig into that shit.
I can know where you get your false information from. Cool.
Hey, fake news, most definitely. Let's go.
Fake news.
Hey, I am not telling y'all any of this shit is concrete by any means. I'm just saying,
Shit.
this some shit I heard. You know what I mean? Since we talking about some shit we heard.
I've been doing
Hey man,
research
hey,
on all of it.
what was the
years.
Twilight shit, bro? That little DD
Hey,
shit.
It's
Hey, that's
almost
what this
Christmas,
is,
and I heard it's
man.
supposed to be 90 degrees tomorrow.
Why everybody
Hey,
else
somewhere
on
it's gonna be
social
90
media-
degrees, nigga.
I heard here.
Research
Yeah,
On this block.
Oh, on this block. I ain't heard
Take it
that.
for what it's worth.
I ain't heard that.
I heard.
Okay.
I heard.
That's called
You gotta
fake
find
news.
the same shit I heard.
Hey man, it's gonna be stolen
I'ma
up,
send it to
Chris.
you.
That's what I'm
Hey,
gonna
hey, barbers know what the fuck they be talking about.
Hey.
dog.
Man,
we,
barbers don't, listen,
we plug with the
barbers are the main people that don't know what they be talking about.
Hey, that's that bullshit, dog. I
Okay?
ain't know.
Barbers are the main people that don't know what they be talking about.
Maybe in some barbershops. not
They
in
mix
this
so
one,
much
though.
shit going on, man. Y'all be mixing like 50 million different stories in one. Cause y'all done heard all these different stories, and y'all tell
man.
bits and pieces
Well,
of
see,
it.
I don't go over that. I do my own research. I've been researching this for.
Hey, let's dig into
Let me
it.
ask you this question.
dig
Man. What
into
kind of
it, bro.
research did you do when you voted for Kanye West?
Oh, we.
You know what?
I didn't-
Why we keep coming back to that? You ain't gonna leave it alone?
No,
I'm
I'm glad you went.
This is a reoccurring theme on this
I
show.
know, that's fine. That's fine. And guess what, dog?
I'm gonna bring it up every week.
Man, that's great. 2024, I'm gonna vote for him again, and especially with this last election because nobody's more closer to what we've been through. Whether the fact he has money and all that, and he experienced a different life, you still just like how we've been conditioned through the things we've been through, coming from where we've come from. Dog, that shit don't leave you. It don't go away.
It does.
Nah.
What are the conspiracies behind Kanye? Like, what's the crazy shit that he's been saying? I know he's been spewing shit for years,
I
man.
don't really listen to Ye like that.
I tuned him out, man.
Man,
So I
he
don't-
sat there and made a track called "Wouldn't Leave" off his last album. I forget the name of it.
He also
Anyway,
said slavery
he
was a
said
choice.
right, and he sat
I
there and
know
he
that.
said he recorded the song because he had told he told his wife he even heard it in the track. He was like, man, I told him I'm about to fuck the money up. You know what I'm saying? Because what he was talking about was he was like, I told him slavery was a choice. You know what I'm saying? He went right on into it. You know what I mean? And a lot of
Can somebody pull that up?
in a lot of cases.
Because what was his conversation behind saying that? Like what was his you know what was his evidence for
saying
his
what?
theory?
I mean, personally,
Slavery
I
was a
feel
choice. Like where did he?
But
come
he
up
was
with
just
this?
basically saying that they could have gotten together, you know what I
And
mean,
revolted?
as slaves and exactly revolted and all that.
So
But-
so you know that none of that's in the history books, right? You know they didn't say anything about the
Lot of-
revulsions and the
lot of
revolts
them
that
happened.
happened.
Oh, yeah.
There was thousands of revolts.
People that
and that's
jumped
why
off
they
the
treated
stage
us so damn harshly and whatnot in front of each other to try and scare the hell out. Like these son of bitches are really sick. Not today, but the slave masters back then, and probably some today, just so we're being clear. But the slave masters back then would do shit like strip, fuck the males in front of, then tar and feather, then put them on horses and shit, hit the ass ends of the horses, take them in two different directions. It's called being drawn and quartered. and whatnot. Like this was the shit they did to instill fear amongst the communities of black to keep them from fucking, banding together. Then they tried to punish them, and if they did get caught congregating together, then they wanted to treat one or pit one against the other, like the Willie Lynch letter. They'll try and tell you that now that's fake, but if you ain't never looked or read it, check that shit out, bro, because it breaks down exactly what our problem is today as blacks. And being light skin against dark skin.
Yeah, they did that shit on purpose. They went around teaching it. They they put light-skinned people in the house.
Right.
Kept the dark-skinned people out.
Right.
They treat the light-skinned people better
a little
in front of the dark-skinned people. They still treat them bad, but in front of the dark-skinned people, they treat them. So that made the dark-skinned people jealous. Right. And they was like hating and mad with you too. So they constantly pitted them against each other.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't.
But we never let go of it. That shit is so psychologically ingrained in us as black folks and whatnot, because all the way up to the 50s and 60s, when blacks really started to kind of prosper and get their own and whatnot, they had fucking what they call paper bag rules where, and I'm saying it the wrong way, but basically if you was darker than a brown paper bag, they wouldn't let you into the club. You know what I mean? We still go around to this day and whatnot. I'll give you the mic in a second. We still go around to this day. We had a black female here the other day talking about a little light-skinned kid like, ooh, he got that good hair. Like, that's that bullshit ass mentality. Like, hair is hair. It's all good if you take care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's facts.
I got one question, man. Were y'all alive back then?
Oh, we want to go there. You one of them. I love these people.
You said
were we alive
back then?
Do you have to be alive to know the facts that have been told from your ancestor to ancestor to ancestor to my ears?
Okay, but
so the obvious answer is no.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now the answer is no.
But
what's your point?
Do you have somebody that was like damn near in?
My grandmother who's no longer with us, marched with King. And her grandmother.
King is a different era.
Time out. You asked if we was alive back then. Let me show you how the information got to me. Okay? So my grandfather and whatnot, his dad's dad was an Irishman, and this is all traced. I got the paperwork at home and whatnot, because somebody did the lineage and whatnot. So white Irish dude comes over, gets land, buys slaves, falls in love with one of them, marries her against conventional times, has an entire family with her. Fuck y'all, I'm gonna do me. That's what he did. Now, that man's offspring kept going, became Brackets was the last name. Brackets turned to Reddicks through marriage and everything. And that's what my grandfather's last name meant. So we're talking 3 generations, you know what I mean? And I know who the slave master was that was over us.
But even without knowing that, man, we know history. History is recorded, man.
History is recorded.
Down. The same way, man, have you ever been to Paris?
But all of our history ain't told to us, though.
You ever been to Paris? How do you know Paris real?
Ooh.
I mean, you don't know nothing is real if you've never been there.
Okay, fair enough, right? But all I'm saying is like, but still though, I'm not saying that, and let me preface it like this, like, I'm not saying that it didn't happen. I'm just saying, like, I haven't been around nobody that was connected directly where like I heard it from somebody's mouth that this how the shit went.
None
That's
of
what
them people
history
are alive
is. It's recorded. It's written
down. None
down.
of them are alive anymore.
But if you're sitting there saying that the powers that be are in control, maybe they wrote that shit that way.
They didn't write it that way, bro.
They do say, man. Like, these are black people that retell these stories, man.
And retell these stories.
Generation to generation. You know, your parents have told you certain shit.
You know what I mean? And unfortunately,
man.
the truth is, with you being mixed and whatnot, you didn't get that cultural experience because you were raised by your. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You took it there.
No, time out. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because you doing this right with your conversation. Right? Right here, right now, your conversation tells me you didn't get that cultural experience. You didn't get those stories passed down from generation to generation. Now, if I'm wrong, correct me, which means you just debunk everything you just said, which I've never known you to be a liar. You know what I mean? So if you're not a liar and everything, then let's get this right.
Damn.
Because I'm only talking about what you said. Okay?
Let this nigga know.
You ready?
Oh, I'm listening.
Let him have it.
You're right, by and large, right? Yeah. I moved down south for 3 years. My dad's whole side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
A block away from a cotton gin. So I got all my motherfucking history, nigga.
Yeah, nigga.
I
Yeah,
got
nigga.
all of it. No,
Okay,
I'm talking
okay.
about like
You got his history, nigga.
Yeah, so again, did they pass them stories down to you? Because that's what we talking about.
Yeah, guess
we ain't
what?
talking about your family.
Guess what, dog?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Tell me.
None of my people ever talked about slavery, dog.
Did you ever bother asking them?
Why would I ask that question? What I did see though is I did see they had a black side of town and they had a white side of town, and that shit was real. And on the white on the white side of town, you see some old real estate, right? That literally got colored bathroom, whites only on it. Now that that's as far as I got, and nobody else had anything else for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, do we come from there? They're like, no.
So then they came directly from Africa recently, more so. Because if they sit here, Africa, because that's if you're black living in the South, chances are your lineage
I mean, man,
is through slavery.
If you black,
If you black,
if you black, you
if you black,
you came
unless you came directly from some other country,
Yeah, I'm gonna tell
and
you
you're
something.
dark skinned or
You came from
whatnot.
Africa. Unless you
I'm gonna tell you something. The United States, quiet as kept, was a motherfucking slave to Great Britain or France back in the days. They had to buy their independence. So all that slavery shit could be that.
Slavery.
I'm not saying it is.
Slavery's a real thing, man.
I'm
Slavery
not
was a
saying
real
it
thing,
ain't.
bro.
I mean, shit.
Slavery was a real thing, and for you to even question it by asking were any of us
I
there back
wasn't-
then
I
is
wasn't
disrespectful
there.
to all of the ancestors who died and suffered
It's disrespect-
great loss.
I was just asking
disrespectful,
the question.
Kids ain't running
disrespectful for
over his
every
grave
slave
right now,
that
man.
jumped off the damn. Look, disrespectful for every black man and woman who jumped off the side of a ship.
Shaka Zulu
Talking
rolling over
about
his grave
look,
right now.
who cracking
This is
jokes,
crazy,
bro?
man. I'm just saying,
cracking
man.
jokes, bro.
I mean, when you
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
like I'm really saying
I
it
mean-
didn't exist. I'm like, did it? I'm just posing another end of the conversation.
Right,
Man, one of the ancestors
So
will come in here with a spirit right now.
Cause I don't have nothing to prove it did
Strike
or
it
that
down,
it
man, with a
did.
spirit.
Because
I'm talking about, you go back to history where all the civilizations were still bow and arrows. The reason they were able to take over and enslave us because they were more advanced than us.
weaponry.
How did they become more advanced than us?
Yeah, aliens.
I think
Full
that-
circle,
in the
aliens.
beginning
The
that's
aliens met them
that
first.
set that's what really set black people back, is that white people in those became more advanced.
In weaponry.
Yeah, in weaponry. And
Aliens.
your bow and arrow can't do nothing to the musket at the time.
Aliens did it, bro. Aliens put them up on game, bro.
So aliens the one that really hate us.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Motherfucking aliens.
Aliens wanted to record,
You
and they
talking
found them first. Imagine if the
You
aliens
talking
would have
about
found
outer
us
space
first
Mexicans.
and gave us, you know what I'm saying? They gave us the
What you talking
muskets.
about?
I told y'all, comedy hour. Let's go.
That's more clarification there, that's all.
Hey, man, I'm just saying, man. Hey, I got oceanfront property out back, too, while I'm selling all these conspiracy theories. Don't go to sleep thinking about this shit, man. Y'all sleep easy, man, because I'm going to. I ain't thinking about none of this shit after we leave here, bro.
Hey, really quickly.
All right, we want to wrap this up. Well,
Yeah,
what's
man.
some last words?
Man, the point blank is, don't believe in conspiracy theories.
Don't believe in conspiracy theories.
Soul food is
Check
nasty.
your facts.
Tim
Do
hate
your
black women.
research. We ain't got to argue about it. Let's ask Google. I could be wrong.
You are wrong.
I can
say
be wrong.
that
Hey,
now.
I'm okay if I'm wrong.
I'm okay, you being wrong too, because you definitely
Hey,
wrong.